good weekend? Let me hear that a little louder. Have you guys had a good weekend? Well, some may say we saved the best for last. Anybody want to talk about Stranger Things? Please welcome to the stage the cast of Stranger Things, Sadie Sink. Caleb McLaughlin. Come on up, Caleb. You're good, you're good. Caleb. Gaten Matarazzo. Come on up, Gaten. And last but not least, woo! Finn Woodfall! Come on out, Finn! Okay, first of all, welcome to Seattle, you guys. Thank you so much for joining us and kicking off day 4. You guys excited?
Yes. Yes. Thank you for having us.
Yes. This on? This on? Yes, it is. Okay.
Yeah, they can hear you. It's all good. Have you guys been to Seattle before, by the way?
I haven't.
You haven't?
I haven't, no. It's the first time, guys.
Have you had a chance to get out, or is it pretty much just you've been immersed in the work?
Well, I got here a day early before I was supposed to start signing, so we got to see, I think we all got to see a lot of the city.
I didn't, sadly.
You didn't?
I went to like a restaurant, you know. I've been to restaurants like where I live, but I mean, what is Seattle known for? I haven't been to.
Seattle?
No, I didn't. Probably today. I'm probably gonna go today. Who wants to go with me?
I don't think you've had too much.
You leading a charge of like a whole room of just thousands of people who are like, let's go! Chipotle!
You know what? I think that you guys rolling around Seattle would definitely get some attention. And I am curious, when you first signed on, you guys, it was in 2015, did you have any idea Stranger Things, this little show called Stranger Things, was going to become such a worldwide phenomena?
I knew it was gonna be like good, but not this good. Like, you know, there's a lot of people in here. I think it's sold out.
Absolutely. No, we've been at capacity since 10 a.m. I mean, you guys are kicking off the day in Stranger Things style, right, guys?
Yeah. Yeah, we had no idea when we were just excited to be on a set.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be a lot more of like a cult following. I thought it was going to be like a cult classic, something like that, like Rocky Horror style. Like, I thought it was just going to be like, I was just scared because, I mean, it's a weird show. It is. I mean, it's got a lot of different elements, and there's a lot going on. And there's so many different genres, different age groups. I thought critics were going to say there's too much going on. I thought it was going to get the same reviews like Bohemian Rhapsody was getting. Like the song Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh, I
like,
thought you meant the movie.
No,
I was like, that's very specific.
No, I love the movie.
And very new.
No, the song Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
We got
critics
it.
were like, but fans loved it. I thought we were going to do that, but everyone liked it, so yay.
Well, I mean, it kind of had that. Obviously, when you read the script, you realize it takes place in the 80s, and then they're calling back like Winona Ryder and these great actors who were part of, you know, what children of the 80s grew up with. And so, yeah, you can say it, woo! What did you guys, obviously being the younger generation, what was your perception of that era when you first, you know, started filming the show? What did you think about the 80s?
Sadie?
I don't know. I think I just like learned stuff from my parents from what they told me. But yeah, definitely when I stepped on set, it was like time traveling. It was a different world.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And what did you know about the show? Obviously, joining season 2 is a little bit different. You knew it was really successful. And what was your experience like coming aboard and joining the cast?
I mean, it was a little intimidating at first. I was a fan of the show. I mean, I love the show. I watched it, but I didn't like know any of you guys or any like I don't know. I wasn't like on Instagram like following, keeping up with everything. But I knew, so I didn't really know how big the fan base was until I joined the show. And you know, now I'm doing stuff like this. So
right. I mean, it's crazy. And I guess season 2 we got to really see more home life, you know, and Gaten and Caleb, we got to, you know, see you with your mom and meet your sister. And so I'm curious, when you sort of saw the curtain pulled back and you realized we were going to go inside your homes, how was that sort of for you as actors to add that layer?
It It was
so freaking exciting.
Yeah, it was touching, you know,
Yeah.
because I thought I was homeless. You know, I was like, why am I out all night long? My parents aren't even calling. They're not even worried. Did you guys see the SNL skit? Where it was like, we're the black kid's parents? Yeah. He has parents, guys. The black kid has parents. Yeah.
And Gaten, how about you?
I was so excited. They're like, we're casting your mom now. I'm like, yes! I was so excited because I always wondered what like Dustin's like home life was like. I always thought he was definitely like. I think his like they casted my mom perfectly.
Yeah,
Like,
she's
so-
badass.
so old. She's a badass. Like it's so.
Well, in real life,
It's ridiculous.
she's incredible.
She's
like
so sweet.
she was in like Orange. She played a prison guard in Orange Is the
Yeah.
New Black and stuff, and she just took like
Yeah,
chewed the
she's a badass.
scenery so hard. And I remember my mom and I were just sitting, and she was leaving for I guess the week or whatever. She's going back to New York, and she was going to the craft table and taking stuff and putting it in plastic bags and stuff.
He's like, don't
And
have
I
to
was
work for
like-
shop.
and I was
He's
just
I
like,
gotta go shopping. I'm like,
Ye-
awesome.
That's a way better
That's
plan.
a way better
Why
plan.
don't I just do that?
Why don't we do that? There's so much food on set.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's so cool, and I always thought that Dustin would have a mom who just like he was like the center of the universe. Like you can see that, like she's Dusty, like just still calling him Dusty, and he's like 15 years old and everything. And it's so funny. I remember like the cat was so. Don't say aw. We're not going over this.
Yeah,
The
it's-
cat's
died.
dead. Get
It's
over
like
it.
It's like Barb all over again.
I'm sorry. All right.
Listen,
Jeez,
these are two perfect. These are two great things, but
yes.
they were written and conceived to die.
They were written to die. The cat was supposed to die. The cat was so nice.
but it was so
It was.
cute.
It was such a no.
adorable.
Seriously, like
Did the cat have a double?
no, but it was
also?
like one of those cats that like runs around your legs and like purrs and jumps on your lap, and it was amazing.
And
I
then
didn't
we
get to-
killed it.
And then we killed it viciously. No, the cat's still alive, and the cat's great.
Well, I remember when.
I think the cat's great.
I remember when because we whenever we do table reads, sometimes we do cold reads. Like if the scripts, sometimes the Duffers want us to read it for the first time,
Yeah, and we did.
and we did, and so for I think that was 3 and 4, episode 3 and 4, or
The only time
4.
I've ever leapt out of my chair during
Yeah,
the
well,
table
yeah.
read.
So I think at the end of 4, when
Yeah, remember
when
that? Sean
He
Levy.
did like a backflip and
Yeah.
the
I did that,
table.
but
He did things that I didn't even know he could do.
well,
Yeah.
so Sean Levy, who's
found out
the
it was
executive
Spider-Man.
producer, and he directs a bunch of the episodes. He was reading scene direction for
I
it.
love it when he reads because he's so into it and so enthusiastic.
He's like, he opens the door.
And he opens the door. I'm like, yes.
Yes.
What
and-
happened? Yes. Tell me, Sean.
So yeah, we were all sitting there. We were reading it for the first time, and then when we heard the cat being ripped apart by a baby demo, this thing is, I think in the
Yeah,
script
in the
it
script it
says
says this thing is
it's a baby Demogorgon
And
in
we're
all
like,
capital
yes!
letters, and everyone leapt out of their chairs and started
Like, wait,
beating
Alex!
the table. Everyone was like, yeah, like everyone was like going crazy.
The cat's dead.
Yeah.
Well, aside from the cat, you guys work with a lot of great guest stars.
Yeah.
and also, you know, that generation.
Good segue.
Yeah.
I
Great.
think it's so good.
Who are some of the favorites that have been on the show, or have any of the adults that have come on that are, you know, popular from 80s movies? Have you been inspired to go watch some of those classic films?
I mean, I feel like all of us have watched those films at one point in our life before the show, like before we even knew about it, because our parents raised us correctly,
That's really good to hear.
right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. We've watched before we started filming season 2.
Yeah.
We've watched almost all of the classics, like the hits, all the hits. You know, just to get the feel of what Stranger Things is.
And the show takes so much inspiration from like all the 80s classics.
Oh,
So-
absolutely. Yeah. There's so many, like, even little Easter eggs in there.
Yes.
So, Finn, a lot of season 1 focused on your relationship with Eleven. And I'm curious, how did you and Millie kind of build that bond?
I don't know. It was just like written. I don't know really how to say else. We weren't like in like the trailer like running. You know, I don't know. It was like it was just pretty organic. I don't know. It was already the Duffers. I have a pretty incredible way with just writing and writing scripts, and so when you read a scene, like you get it immediately. I don't ever go into a scene of Stranger Things and have a bunch of questions about my character and backstory, because it's already there. It's just laid out for you.
What's this?
Yeah, you had your parents' first season. I had questions. I had a lot of questions.
You were left hanging out there
I
for a
was
while.
left hanging. I was like, okay, how's my parents?
Okay, so the parents, first of all, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's yeah, it was kind of it was just already laid out for us, I guess. It was, and then from there we just kind of took the wheel.
Yeah, you definitely, like the cast, you see you guys on Instagram and on social media, you guys truly look like you really like each other, and I think that's...
Nope, we're faking
know.
it.
No.
It's just so we can keep you guys happy. No, I'm joking. No, I
Did
mean,
you
like-
just move to the end of the couch?
Yeah.
Well, at first... Who
you
wants
guys
to
just
sit
did that
between
in
them?
sync.
This is like couples therapy.
Yeah. No, I imagine there is a
Confirmed,
lot
me and
of...
Finn are a couple.
What have you done?
Oh my God. What have you done?
Sadie, did you skateboard before you got the role?
No.
So what was the process of learning to, I mean, because you look really good
Thanks.
doing it.
I had no idea what I was doing. They set me up with two skateboard instructors, and I had one when I was home, and then one when I went to Atlanta.
Uh-huh.
And I'd do school, and then 3 hours of skateboard lessons for like, I don't know, the first few months of filming.
Did one of them break their arm?
Yes, that happened.
Okay, tell us that story, please.
I don't know. I mean, he's a skateboarder,
your
so
arm?
no, I didn't break my
Oh,
arm.
oh, yeah,
God,
the
no.
dude.
When I was skateboarding, production made me wear knee pads and
Bubble
elbow
wrap.
pads and a helmet, which yes is very important. Wear your helmets, but yeah, no, the production was not going to take any risks with me. They made sure I was fully
It was
protected.
the dude that was.
Yeah.
Yeah,
your-
one of them
yeah,
broke his
broke his-
arm.
Oh yeah.
And it was cool to see Sadie like get kind of immersed in that cult, because it was almost like another character study or another thing to study for, because like, you know, the instructors would be like, oh, watch this video
Yeah,
or
they like
watch.
send me home with videos and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
like skates, like I don't know if anyone's a skateboarder in here, but four
that-
people. Cool.
A few.
So I'm talking directly to you. But yeah, I remember you watched like Stay Gold, which is like an Amazing America video, and yeah, I mean it was really cool to see like Sadie learn something else and like just do really well at it, I guess.
Have you ever read a scene in the, season 1 and 2 where you were like, how am I going to do that? Or I don't understand this. This doesn't make sense. And when that happens, do you go to the writer's room? Who do you approach? And how do you tackle that, really?
I from experience, I probably want to just be like, hey, what am I gonna do? You have, they're the creators of the show, so you can't just like critique what this is their baby.
Right.
It's just like, hey, your son's acting up. What should I do? Like, you don't go to a parent and just like say your child, something's wrong with their child.
Right.
Like, you don't do that. So
It's a
you have
really
to
good
be
analogy.
like, hey, I just want to approach you with something. See if we can discuss it together.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean,
It's
the
like
thing
that.
is that you can try and develop your character as much as possible, and you can do the best that I mean, it's your job to do the best that you can, but it's also your job to respect the writers and the directors, because you are portraying what they've written. It's your job to do what they ask.
Yeah.
And if you say, I think they should do this, and they're like, that's stupid, do this, you gotta do that. I mean,
It's
or
true.
else the director isn't directing. I mean, you have to respect them.
And especially the Duffers, it's like they gave us all our career. You know what I mean? Like
They
our
give us
career.
so much freedom.
Like
bro,
our
with our
freedom,
characters.
our creative freedom on set, and also just like, we owe them so much, because
Oh, gosh,
none of this
yes.
would be here if it wasn't for them. But
It's upsetting.
yeah,
And our parents.
Yeah.
Our
and our
for
parents,
sure.
obviously.
Of course.
Of
But-
course, yeah. But Gaten, you mentioned the freedom you get on set. Is that maybe after a take is definitely they've gotten what they've written? They say, you guys now try one, use your own words?
Yeah.
Or how does that work?
Yeah, well, they say that. They're like they usually
I think they say exactly that.
they
They're
say
like,
exactly that. They're like, yeah, that's it. Just wing it now. Or just
Yeah.
go for it. Or like, we'll get a really, really good take. And it's so fun. They love doing what they do so much. Like, it's almost like they don't want
It to
stop.
end,
Like,
yeah.
you don't want the scene to end. Like, we'll do a perfect take.
Yeah.
Like, as close, well, you can't do a perfect take, but as close to a perfect take as you can get. And then they'll be like, guys, that was amazing. One for safety. I'm like,
Yeah. Well, no, they'll
I'm like, can we just check the gate, guys?
they'll look at each other and like they'll be like, yeah,
Yeah, it was good.
and then they'll be like, all right, one more.
Just because they love it. And
Their
Yeah.
mouths wouldn't even move. They'll just look at each other.
They
Yeah.
communicate
They
with their
communicate,
eyes.
yeah,
they
really.
Can, they literally can. But only with each other.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
like they know what they're saying, like when they look at each other, but it's kind of creepy.
It's spooky.
Yeah.
I love that though. You three, obviously, you have a Broadway background, and you guys sing, and we know Millie sings. I mean, is there going to be a musical episode somewhere down the road?
No.
Such a bad idea.
That would be so
Terrible idea.
bad.
It's
So bad.
I don't know.
Are
I
you kidding
think
me?
like some shows, that's like their
But
pinnacle.
like for
when
like
they,
the drama shows, like Grey's
Uh-huh.
Anatomy, they did a musical episode.
yeah.
But
Did
I
they
feel like you
actually?
can
Oh,
do
yeah, they
it.
did.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
But like,
But like I feel like you can kind of do that with those types. of
it
shows,
would
but,
have
like,
to be like I don't know, a dream sequence or something. But it would be. I think it would be amazing.
The thing about it is when you do, I know this is like a joke like answer, but like when you decide to make a musical, when you decide to turn what wasn't a musical into a musical, you're breaking the entire reality of what you've established, and then it's hard for people to just kind of grasp onto that. I mean, if the show like obviously you can't do Stranger Things a musical unless you're doing a parody.
well, there. Not to spoil too much, but there is a musical sequence in Stranger Things 3.
What?
no, there
What's
is-
it?
What cut have you seen?
I don't remember this. I don't.
No, there's like.
We'll tell you after. But there is something.
I don't remember this.
Stop talking! Stop talking! When this goes on TMZ, I'm not here.
Ah.
And there you have it. All right, we're gonna take
The
audience
entire third
questions.
season is a musical, guys.
Yeah,
That's what I whispered in his ear.
I so want to know what you whispered in his ear.
Wait.
All right, we're gonna open it up for audience questions, so you guys can stand behind the mics. We'll get through as many questions as you can. And while they're getting organized, obviously everyone in here loves you guys, loves Stranger Things. What do you guys geek out about? What are you watching? What are you listening to? What are you reading?
I'm trying to think. When
I just watched Umbrella Academy.
I haven't watched that yet.
Well, I haven't
It's really
finished
good.
it. I'm like halfway through, but it's pretty cool.
Sex
Yeah.
Education is really good.
It's a good show.
I
Yeah.
haven't seen that.
really
I have to see it.
All the actors in that are really good. That's always really great when an ensemble is like really just like there's a lot of connection between the ensemble and like they really push a good story forward.
It's everything Netflix, guys. If you're not watching anything, if you're watching something other than Netflix, leave.
Don't leave. You can watch other stuff besides like Netflix.
All right,
It's
hi.
joking.
We're gonna start over here. Hi.
My name is Anna,
Hi Anna.
and my question is, what was your favorite group scene to film?
Favorite group scene.
I would say it's season two.
I know what it is, but it's in season
The-
3, so I can't talk about it.
Oh yeah, I think some of the best group scenes are in season 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, but talking about season 2, the scene where Gaten was basically talking about how to defeat the
The Mind
Mind
Flayer.
Flayer.
Yeah. Oh
And-
my gosh.
and Hopper's like, all right, so wait, this is fake. What's the line? What's the scene?
He says, or no.
I don't even remember,
No,
but
well,
it's that scene.
There's a line where he says, where Hopper says something, and he goes, how is this relevant right now? And he goes, it's not. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Just filming that, I couldn't keep it together.
Yeah.
No
was
no
so
one can keep it
funny.
together in that scene.
Well, Charlie Heaton.
Charlie needs to stop laughing.
He can't. He's the one that breaks. Charlie Heaton, once and forever, is the first person that breaks first. And so, like, there's been scenes where we couldn't. Like, David Harbour had to be like, cut. Okay, we gotta cut, guys. Charlie, go in the other room. Like,
And if Charlie wasn't in the shot, he was told to get out of the room.
yeah.
He was told to leave.
So yeah.
Because once he starts laughing, he starts laughing.
I'm, yeah, the second person to start laughing. Because Charlie, I don't know why, but every group scene, Charlie's next to me. And then when we're filming, Charlie's like right behind me, and all you hear is. And then I turn around, and he's like this.
The thing is, he either turns around, and if he's not turned around, he makes direct eye contact with the person he's laughing at. And so anytime I try to get a funny line, he's looking at me and going, I'm like, stop it.
It's so funny.
That's hilarious. Thank you so much. Thanks for
you.
kicking us off. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hi, I'm Krista from Bremerton, Washington, and my question is, if you could choose anybody from the Marvel Cinematic Universe to team up with your characters on the show, who do you think would be able to handle it?
Wait, who do we think?
Which one of our characters would team up with which Marvel character?
Yeah, if you could have a
Oh.
mashup crossover team come
For
on
some
the-
reason, I think Dustin and Tony Stark would be a really funny duo. But that's a lot like Dustin and Steve, so I think I'm gonna pick something else.
But that would be
It's a lot.
but
It
that's-
would be funny. But they have such similar like.
Gaten and Spider-Man,
wit, though.
yes, but Dustin and Spider-Man.
They have such like similar. I mean, I think they would be very funny. I think that'd be very funny. To be honest, Spider-Man would be good. I think Thor and Dustin would be funny.
That'd be a good match.
I think Thor. I'm gonna say Thor and Dustin. Yeah.
That's good. Thank you.
Oh wait.
Yeah, you can.
trying to think.
Anybody else jump in?
I don't
You don't know?
For
I don't
Lucas?
have any- I don't
for
have-
Lucas, I don't know. Yeah, I don't have one.
Lucas and Captain America.
Lucas and
They
Captain.
could lead like a badass duo. That would be cool, like back to
I'm
back.
trying to think. But I'm
Y'all
doing
are
Wrist
similar.
rocket, him with his shield.
Yeah.
because I know like
You
Lucas
bounced
is
off the
very
shield.
You bounce the
skeptical.
wrist rocket off the shield. That'd be so cool.
That would be. I mean, I love all the Marvel characters. I'm just trying to think of Lucas's personality and if he'll get annoyed quick or.
I mean,
Okay.
11 clearly needs to go with the X-Men.
11 what?
You know?
Like, oh, 11
Black Panther? You think Lucas would be? I feel like he would. He'd be like, no one else looks like us here, bud. So I guess it's me and you. I guess it's me and you. How's Africa? Haven't been in a minute.
I think Mike and Bruce Banner would be a cool combo. Like they like talk all sciencey and stuff, and then like I think that'd be cool. Like
Wait,
not
Bruce
the Hulk.
Banner, isn't that like?
The Hulk.
Oh, sorry.
Wait, so just
I was-
Bruce Banner,
No,
not
he can
the
turn
Hulk?
into the Hulk. I'm just saying, he turns into the Hulk, sure, but I think that'd be cool. It'd be like the ones that figure out what to do.
That's like saying that I'm a werewolf, but like just the guy.
When you saying like which characters would be the superheroes, or which like team up with the
Team up.
team
Team
up?
up.
Yeah.
I'm not saying like be.
Yeah. I don't know if that answers your question, but yeah, there you go.
I think it does. Thank you. Hi.
Hi, my name's Liam. I'm
Hi,
9
Liam.
years old, and I'm from Tacoma, Washington.
Yeah.
Noise.
And I don't know, but you guys don't like getting out spoilers for other
I don't.
people. So, what's the monster for season 3?
Dude.
That was a good try.
All right, strap in, everyone.
That
Good
was
try, buddy.
Good try, buddy.
That was a good try.
I'm sorry, dude.
I love like. What if
There-
that was our
I'll-
downfall? Like, what if that was the thing that like that was the straw that broke the camel's back, and we were like, I guess we got.
I will
it
say,
now.
I think we can say,
Guess we gotta say it
there are two major antagonists.
Ooh. There you go. Thank you so much, and good job asking that question.
That's all I do in that.
Hi.
Hi, my name's Marissa. I'm from Vancouver, Washington.
I'm from Vancouver, Canada.
Vancouver,
Two
Washington
Vancouvers.
existed before Vancouver, BC. Just,
Yeah.
Just
I'm
saying.
from Vancouver, New Jersey. No, I'm not. That's not a place.
So Carrie Elwes is going to be in season 3, and your
Yes.
show takes place in the 80s. So my question is, if you could go back in time and play any character in an iconic 80s movie, what would each of you want to play?
Ooh.
I have my answer already.
Me too.
I want to play Anthony Michael Hall's character from Breakfast Club, Brian.
Yeah.
Because it's such a good role.
God,
Like all the subtle, like little. I don't know. I think that he's so great in that role.
Oh my God, yes.
And like the whole.
Seriously, no. Like,
He has the whole like monologue about this like. It's great. I mean, like if you look at Breakfast Club, it's
They-
interesting because it's it's dated, you know, now, but
They need to make a play out of it. Not like a musical, but they
Yeah,
need to make
it'd be a
a
great,
play.
like-
It'd be a great play.
But I think what's interesting about Breakfast Club is that like it's obviously still holds up as a movie, but it's
Oh,
like
yeah.
you know, like a lot of it is like a lot of the social issues are still the same, but it's almost, if you look back on it, it's almost like a sci-fi or something. It's really interesting. It's like
It's so cool how they're able to, like, I go back to this, they're able to break the reality. Like, why does Emilio Estevez go, ah, and the glass breaks in the door? Like,
yeah, that's crazy.
What in the world? And there's a dance montage? And then they go to crying after.
And somehow he falls off of like a 20-foot air vent and like just comes down and then like dusts off his shoulders like he's okay.
Yeah.
Anyway,
It's
sorry.
so-
What's your answer?
That's the magic of the 80s.
It's such a cool movie. It's such a cool movie.
I would love to be in Back to the Future.
I was gonna say that.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I would love that. I would. Yeah. Marty, right? Marty McFly.
Marty
He's the
McFly.
goat.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Great
For
question.
me-
You're gonna say Back to the
I was
Future?
gonna say-
Yeah.
For me, it's. No. Oh, I was talking a lot about Breakfast Club. For me, it's Luke Skywalker in Star Wars. Return of the Jedi, specifically. That's my favorite. I know it's an unpopular opinion, but Return of the Jedi is my favorite.
Yeah. Hi.
I mean, everyone says Empire is the best.
Hi, I'm Garrett from Area Washington.
Hi.
Hey, man.
So, if you were to write the series finale of Stranger Things, how would you do it?
Ooh.
If we had to rewrite.
You know what? I
wrote
don't.
the series
I think that
finale.
we should hear how you would do it, because
Yeah.
whatever they say is going to be viewed as like inside information.
Yeah, and it's not.
So what would you
I'm
do?
saying now.
everyone
He's
in this-
smart, guys. Don't.
He's tricking
no,
us.
He's a smart. Look at him. He has headphones on. He's smart.
He's listening.
Look, they're not ordinary
He's listening
headphones.
from
They're
the
not even
NSA.
Beats. They're like he made those. He made those headphones.
Cheaply made.
Huh?
Cheaply made.
Hey, those are the smart ones, guys. He knows how to save his money. But I'm saying, like, don't give up, because I was about to, like, really go into season 3 and be like, well, since in season 3, you know how this happened. Yeah, I'm not going to answer the question, you tricky guy. Gotcha. Caught
No,
you.
Everyone in this audience thinks that we have an input like with the Duffers. Like
We
come in-
don't.
We
don't write the show.
Yeah.
We don't have it.
So yeah, it's really interesting. Sometimes they'll ask us questions like sometimes fans will ask us questions that only the Duffers would know, and they'll be well. Actually, what's great is when people come up to you and you're like, "When's season 3 coming out?" And you're like, "July 4th," and they're like, "Oh, like it's my fault that it's July 4th."
Oh, I
Like,
thought it was Halloween, dude.
yeah, they're like,
Come
"Oh,
on,
like
man."
can't you just push it back?" I'm like,
No.
okay, yeah, let me just march up to Netflix's office and be like, a month earlier. This guy Kurt from Seattle said it had to be earlier. So Tetranos is like, okay, I guess.
They get like mad. Like, people get mad at me. Like when I'm like, they're like, is it Halloween this year? I'm like, no, it's not. They're like, when? I'm like, I don't know. It was before they announced that it was July.
I think it's pretty cool. It's 4th of July,
I
though.
think so,
I
too.
like it. I like
Everyone
it. Great
can
holiday, you know?
spend it with their fireworks and their beers and their whatevers. Yeah, we good.
And then whatever.
Barbecue.
Barbecues. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi.
David.
We
We're
can't
sorry,
answer
we're
your
sorry
question
we couldn't answer your
when the
question.
Because we don't
season's
trust
over.
ourselves.
Hi. Go ahead.
I'm Mary from Stillicum, Washington. I would play D&D a lot, and I have a character based off of Glory from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I'm wondering what your favorite class to play is.
Wait,
What's
say,
Is the
Wait.
question, do we know what Buffy the Vampire Slayer is?
No.
We do.
What's your favorite D&D class to play?
Oh, we don't know. I don't know
favorite
anything about
D&D
D&D.
class.
Is there a night?
Yeah,
I have no, we don't know anything
Why
about
don't
D&D.
you give them the choices and then
Yeah.
You have cleric, you have paladin, you have fighter, you have
Oh, right.
sorcerer, you have wizard, you have warlock,
Oh,
you have
okay.
bard.
Oh, okay.
Dustin would definitely be a bard.
I get that.
What?
wizard is mine.
Dustin's a bard. I know that.
What is?
I
what
know
is-
that.
What is Lucas? Oh, everyone
Cleric.
got quiet. You see, that's why I needed
Cleric.
parents.
Cleric.
So I know my ways in life. I needed guidance.
Okay,
No guidance here.
we have not.
So what is a bard?
Musical
Hey, these are.
What? Magic through music? That's so cool.
That's awesome.
But like, what is Lucas though? For real, for real.
No, don't you have a line about it?
Ranger.
I'm a
You're
ranger. I'm a ranger. All right, cool. I like that. Wait,
Max doesn't
what
have
about
one.
Max.
Zoomer.
Wow, that
What?
was
Cleric.
A Claire.
How do you know that? Has it been said?
They're just guessing.
What about Mike?
Sure. Yeah.
I think there's a paladin. Aren't I a paladin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Then the ones that our characters are.
Yeah, we're sorry. We have
we don't
not
know.
had time to actually
We
play
should,
D&D.
though. People keep saying we should.
Yeah, we
It would be
should.
We,
fun.
we just never. Every time we're on
We
set,
tried to
like,
last.
Would that
Remember we
not
tried
be,
to have a
like,
game
freaking
night.
fun?
We
You
have
guys-
to. People told us like this 100 times, guys. Like literally.
Let me recommend
No, we
season
have to.
1 of Critical Role to you guys. And then we'll come back to your question next year. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hi, I'm Anthea from Federal Way, and I was curious if you guys went to Comic-Con, like what would you dress up as besides your own characters?
We
Miles
wouldn't dress up
Morales.
as our own characters.
Yeah, I would dress. I saw a kid dressed up as Miles Morales, but yeah, I would do.
Into the Spider-Verse
Miles Morales.
is officially my favorite Spider-Man movie. It's so good.
It's so
I
yeah.
love it.
Yeah, me too.
I freaking love it. But I wouldn't go as my character because I dress up as my character already. I don't want to have to. I don't want to do that.
boring.
It's kind of like going to work. It's like wearing your uniform. Like, it's like I don't want to do that. For me, it's probably a stormtrooper because I want to step in their shoes and be like, what does it feel like to be this unappreciated as a stormtrooper? Because I just like know like they get treated like crap. Those poor stormtroopers.
Yeah,
They're
they.
just like-
Those people have families.
Yeah.
And like,
and they
and they just get Wilhelm screamed back to
Yeah.
back.
Ow!
Yeah. Those. Yeah.
That would be good though. You guys could, if you did the Stormtrooper, any like full facial cover, you can walk around and just
yeah,
like
that's why.
enjoy.
That's also why. Either Spider-Man, Stormtrooper, something where like they can't see my face because
Yeah.
I want to
Is
be able to
this
see stuff.
is this like us now or us like if we weren't like famous?
I mean, you can interpret it however you
Now.
want. So now,
Yeah, I guess something with a mask.
Not that we don't like talking to fans. It's like we would just want to like see all this stuff too, like just like everybody else does. So we just want to experience it in that way as well. Which would be cool.
Yeah, I guess something with a mask. I don't. I was
do a
gonna say
classic
I was
Jason?
gonna say Scott Pilgrim, but then everyone knows who I am. But
That'd be
yeah.
great though. You'd be a good Scott Pilgrim.
Thank you.
Thank you.
thank you.
Hi.
Hi, my name is Katie Parker from North Bend, Washington. And I was wondering, my favorite thing to do is perform on stage. So how does your guys' time on stage help or not help with your time being on set?
It helped immensely. I mean, in my opinion, it's what set me up to get on the screen. It wasn't necessarily like a goal for any of us to learn like we're gonna start here and then go into film. Like film's
Yeah,
our
it
thing.
was never- yeah.
It was never that. We just like we loved. I think all of us were drawn to theater in some way, shape, or form. Whether we love theater or we love the specific show that we were doing.
Exactly.
I know that the minute you saw Lion King, you were like, I want to be
yeah,
Simba. Like,
yeah.
that's. So I think it was just that passion and that drive that just got us really excited about it, and it like we want more of this. And then a TV show just came our way just randomly. Like it wasn't like we had been shooting for a film or anything. But when it comes to being prepared, there's nothing better than live theater because you get that immediate reaction. You get like the scare. It's so much scarier doing theater than it is doing film. Like it's a completely different experience. It can be stressful, but it's awesome and it's amazing. It is so much harder than film, and I love it. I'm going like I know that like of course I'm not going to stop doing film or anything, but I know that I don't know about you two, or even you. I don't know if you're going to go into it, but I know that. 'cause I know you
Oh,
didn't-
yeah,
no,
you, Finn.
no, I'm just saying. I don't know if like he's going into theater at all, but I know that I'm definitely going back. That's where I feel most satisfied.
It's authentic. It was authentic. The love when we got into acting. I never wanted to be an actor. I wanted to be a bodybuilder at one time. I wanted to have a garage band. It was crazy, you know.
And
It
then-
was never like, oh, I want to be famous. I want to be an actor. It was
famous.
always just like, oh, this
If
is
you're-
fun.
I want
Let's-
people to sit in front of me and listen to me. Like,
yeah, if
no.
you're acting to be famous, you're acting for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
So stop.
Yeah. For real, for real.
Yeah, well said. Thank you. Hi.
Hi, I'm Cameron from Tacoma, Washington, and I was wondering if any of you have a dream role you'd love to play in the future.
Yes.
Dream role that you'd like to play in the future.
This is an easier question when you're talking about theater, because theater, like, they replace the actors playing the parts.
Before you
a
go
lot.
into your deep,
I'm not going to my
detailed
deep- no, you go.
theater talk,
No, I know, it's gonna
I just
be-
want to
it's
say
gonna be a
one
theater
thing.
seminar.
I would love to play Miles Morales, guys. That would be great.
Stormtrooper.
I would love to do any kind of like
Stormtrooper.
piece.
A period piece? Are you thinking like 1800s or?
I don't know, something like that, I guess.
That'd be great. Yeah. I can totally see you in like a BBC series.
I don't know, we'll see.
I've been watching a lot of like thriller. I don't know. Like I just watched this. I've been watching this movie like on repeat. Called Good Time. It's by these guys in New York called the Safdie brothers, and I think they're the best filmmakers. Like some of the best filmmakers living right now. So I'd love to do anything with them. Yeah, if anyone has never seen Good Times, it's with Robert Pattinson, and yeah, it's crazy. So
That's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hi, I'm Lucy. I'm from here.
what happened?
Go ahead, Lucy. You're all good.
Yeah. So I'm from here. I'm from Seattle. And are there any like lesser-known projects that you've done that you wish people knew more about? Or
Oh, that's
more
a
people knew
good
about?
question.
It is, yeah. Yeah, any like little indies or maybe something that hasn't been released yet other than season 3.
Well, pretty much anything that's been on stage. Like, I feel like I just wish that people.
Yeah, as like a theater actor in New York, like you do so many
Yeah.
like little readings or like labs and workshops and stuff like that.
There's so much.
That you'll
so
do.
much
You'll
work
spend
that
like a
goes
week
into
working
one
on,
production.
and you'll do it, and then nothing happens with it. And I don't know, like yeah, there's so.
I
many.
did a reading for. I did an audition for a musical that was called Writing Arthur, and I don't know what happened to it, and it was super cool because the character that I've been auditioning for pretty much 2 years was this character who had this tragedy in his life. I don't know if they're going to continue with it, so I'm not going to spoil anything.
Wait, because I think I know that one.
You think you know that one?
But yeah.
Cool. But it's like he deals with this tragedy in early on in his life, and this was granted when I was 10 years old. He deals with this tragedy like that happens shortly before the musical, and the way he copes with it is he basically just locks himself down in his basement and he just writes about this character that his mother tells him about, and then through his writing he plays Arthur, who's the character writing, and then he switches to Arthur, who's a character that he's writing about, and then he performs as that part throughout the musical. And it's like it takes like in the story it takes place in Ireland, and he's like some like misfit kid in Ireland, and then he goes back to being in his locked in his basement, like never leaving. It's really depressing, but I wanted to see where that went because I've always wanted to play a part that's just like two parts at once, pretty much. That's so cool.
That's awesome. Thank you. Great question. Hi.
Hi, my name is Lizzie. I'm from Seattle. And my question is, could you, each of you, talk a little bit about what was the first moment when you realized that you sort of wanted to act for a living? Either like your first role or like some media you saw that inspired you?
When did you guys realize you loved acting? Not even for a living, but enough to keep pursuing it.
I think when I was in Lion King, I was in it for about 1.5 years, and I was just singing. I was singing on stage, and I was like, man, I love this. This is my home. I want to keep doing it. I want to just go and do film and do more theater. Yeah, that's when I realized I wanted to do this more.
For me, it was the first show I'd ever done. It was literally the first time I ever publicly acted, and I was in Priscilla, Queen of the Desert on Broadway, and it was my first entrance into. Do people know Priscilla?
Of
Are there people who know
course.
Priscilla? Yes, awesome. Thank you. Such a fun show, and I was 9 years old, and it was my first time stepping onto a stage. And it's very cool because the curtain in the back was like streamers, and that's how like people made their entrances on and off stage. And my first entrance was me sprinting from the streamers right to basically the front of the stage. So it was so abrupt. It was literally just like, it came out of nowhere pretty much. So I'm just there, not being on a stage ever, to the next second being on a stage on Broadway in front of over 1,000 people. And it was ridiculous because I'm just there, I'm just waiting. And then the Guardian, the Wrangler, Jill, I still miss her, but like she taps me on the back, she's like, get ready, break legs, and I was like, okay. I hear my cue and I just bust on stage. I'm just like, yep, forever, right here. I just saw it. I'm just like, yep, sure thing, yep, why not, forever and ever, always.
Do you guys want to go?
I don't know. There was never really like a single moment where I was like, oh, I want to do this for the rest of my life. It was always just something that's been like a part of me and something that I've loved doing my entire life. So I
Yeah,
mean, there
yeah.
wasn't like a like Gaten's.
Not everyone could bust through streamers.
Eureka!
I had like a few like light bulby like moments where I'm just like, oh, this is really cool. I guess I would just
like it.
well, I would just watch music or I would just watch movies over and over again, and I noticed that I had like a really big connection with film because it was the only thing where I could just. It's the only thing where I could just. And music too, as much, but film a little more, but just watch it over and over again and not get sick of it. And so I kind of just had this connection to film in general of just like seeing just a character on screen or even moving. You know what I mean? Like just like I don't know what it is to me, but a moving picture. I mean, like that's what a movie is. Obviously, it's a moving picture, but like it's I don't know from. Like the moment I was like a baby seeing just things moving on a screen, just like something was just so visually, I just couldn't take my eyes off of it. And then, like I noticed this, I think when I was like 8, and then I figured out that I wanted to be a filmmaker and just be in film, just do anything to be on a film set. And so my dad was like, okay, well, if you want to try it, like we can try getting a role or whatever, and open casting call or something. And so we went on Craigslist. Shout out to Craigslist, where you can get your leg bitten off and also get a part.
And a new couch.
Yeah, and get a new couch. Yes, yeah, well, yeah, bitten off, I guess.
Bitten off.
You can do anything.
By
It's
what?
possible. A man. So I did this. Well, I don't want to make it too long, but I did this music video, and I just knew from being on set, I was like, collaborating and making friends constantly, and having creative output is like it's like, to me, it's like the best feeling in the world, because like you're just. I don't know, you're making something. So I think from then on, I just wanted to do it.
It's kind of euphoric.
Yeah, it's really euphoric.
Thank you. Hi.
Hi, I'm Sophia. I'm from Seattle, and my question is for Finn. How do you balance touring with Calpurnia and also going to conventions like this?
Well, I do conventions once in a while. Because I just want to do a bunch of stuff. So like conventions aren't, obviously this has been incredible, but I only do a few a year because I just try to space them out. And last year was really fun. It was difficult doing Stranger Things and then flying. Well, in Gaten too, like you would do shows sometimes with Gaten has a band too, and so it's kind of interesting to shoot for a whole week and then have to go fly to a different city on the weekend, do that, and then come back and start working it. It
usually not like that, because it's usually like, I feel like both of us kind of perform when we're not like super busy.
No.
Like, and conventions are only like in sporadic like weekends here and there. Like it's not like.
Yeah, it's so conventions not as much. Like I don't really, because I don't do them a lot. But when it comes to work, like Stranger Things, I had to do a lot of like back-to-back stuff, which was like exhausting, and I was in danger of like overworking myself and burning out, and so I have learned the hard way a few times how to just like, not overwork myself and take breaks because I'm like a super workaholic and I love doing everything. And so I guess it's just like finding the balance over time. I'm definitely working on a bunch of stuff at once. You just have to limit it. But yeah.
Just space it out.
Thank you for that question.
Yeah, thank you. When you guys actually did your first convention, what was your reaction to seeing the fan base that's out there? I mean, it is like, with theater, you get that immediate gratification, and with a show, not so much. So what was it like to come to an event like this?
This was amazing. You guys very, very warm and
Yeah.
welcoming.
It's
My
really
first
cool.
con was great, but I got a lot of hate my first con.
No,
They were like,
for
if you
real,
were
for
more
real.
nice to 11,
Be
maybe I
nice
would
to
do it in
11.
line. I was
We
like,
know you didn't
I'm an
write the
actor.
script.
No, yeah, I know. Right?
You wrote the script. You were mean on purpose.
Yeah, on purpose. I was like, I'm like
Leave him
an
alone.
actor, but yeah, as I've done more cons and Stranger Things, got to see who Lucas was. We're like, oh, he's actually not a jerk. He's just a sensitive
And
kid
also-
because he's trying to find his friend.
Also, you're playing a part.
Yeah,
you're not
that's-
Lucas.
I'm not like that.
And not Lucas.
I
Well,
play
Caleb.
I think-
Caleb. Caleb.
Or as some people spell it, Kaleb. Sometimes, like people mess up your name a lot for some reason.
K.
Well, hopefully that experience was a minor, the minority, and I think I can speak for everyone in the room when I say we love you, right?
I feel the love now. I feel the love now. I feel it. But in the
Feel-
beginning, it was like, you were mean to 11. I'm like, that's only one time, and I'm an actor.
And I'm
Guys,
sorry.
And also,
come on.
he was.
You have to think about
Not
it.
to get into like character stuff, but he was right.
He was
Like,
right.
He was right to be like
Lucas was right.
suspicious.
Come on, guys. I was.
He was right.
By the way,
At us.
who wouldn't be like, who is this person? Like,
Yeah.
I,
She's scary.
Our
Yeah.
parents told
You
us
moved up with your mind,
not
and our friend's
to talk
gone.
to
You're siding with
strangers,
her.
guys.
She
Who
also
whose
murders
parents didn't tell
people
them that?
too.
Murders several people.
So it's hard to get that through your brain when you're like 13. Like, wait, so what? We're going to a junkyard with a girl that we never met before, and she kills people.
Sometimes innocent people.
Sometimes, yeah. So I feel like he was right to think that. So
No hate.
Yeah. So whoever came up to Caleb at that first convention, I'm not gonna swear because there's so many kids here, but F you, bro.
Thank you. Thank you. Hi.
Hi. Okay. Hi. I'm Francis from Bellevue, Washington, and I do theater on stage. And one of my favorite things is the bonds that I create with my castmates.
Yep.
And all of the outside of the show things that we do together. And I was wondering what each of your favorite or funniest moments with the Stranger Things cast have been.
Sure. First, I just want to add on to what you were saying. With theater, I think you create a family. Shut up. You create a family because you're with them every single day, so you create a really tight knit family.
It's like the
And it's-
bond you make
yeah.
with theater.
Yeah, and it's nothing
Like your
less than
cast
the
members
bond
in
you make with people in film. It's just like you're not with people in film all the time, 24/7. So I think I understand where you're coming from when you say you get so close with people.
Yeah.
So yeah. First of all, you didn't answer the question.
I'm not. I said I was adding on to her.
I'm trying to think of the funniest.
I love
I love you.
I have a great.
Oh my god.
Do you have a good memory?
Gaten falling in the woods.
Oh God.
You really?
Nope.
No.
Not that inside joke. What? Continue.
I don't know. You fell and it was.
I
really
did
funny.
fall in the woods
You haven't been
3
talking.
times.
Say the story. Come on, tell
No,
the story.
twice.
Tell the
Wait.
people.
It's kind of Gaten's story, but
Okay, I
mean,
get it.
from
But
my
no, yeah, yeah, yeah.
perspective,
Yeah,
Well,
it
we
was
were
fun.
doing this. scene-
It's funnier when you say it from someone else's perspective.
Your perspective, yeah.
Well, okay, we were doing that scene where it's me, Steve, you, Dustin, and we're all running and we're meeting up with Charlie and Natalia. And
Jonathan and Nancy.
thank you. but there were like these fog machines, and they were really slippery because they were made, I don't know what they were made out of, but it was kind of slippery.
Well, it was slippery, and also there was fog on it, like water.
Exactly. It was really
There's
hard to
water on
see.
it.
Yeah, but then
Yeah.
you were running and you slipped and you grabbed a branch to like try to
Broke
stop
off.
yourself, and it just broke off.
And it's funny hearing it from the crew's perspective, because all they see is fog in the trees and light from like lights in the back.
No,
and all they see is a flashlight. They see my flashlight, and all they see is my flashlight go. That's all they see. All they hear is, and then you see a
you fell
flashlight go,
too.
and you hear a
You
branch
fell
break. You're like,
too.
Did I?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
And
That
I remember
was-
I was the only one laughing.
yeah, no, you, only you. I was like, Gaten.
Sadie's a secret.
Are you
Everyone's like-
okay?
everyone's like,
And Sadie's
"Are you okay?"
And Sadie's just laughing at me.
Don't fall, don't die. In front of Sadie, she'll laugh.
I'd prefer people laughing at that, to be honest with you, because I don't want to be the one laughing, getting up. People are like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "I'm fine." They're like, "Are you sure?"
Sometimes you just need
It's
to
like,
laugh it off. Like, it's embarrassing.
Laugh at me.
I think
You're welcome.
The more I've known Sadie, the more she likes like absurd humor. I remember one time we were talking. I don't think any cat like there was an incident on the highway in Atlanta where a bunch of cows got out, and they ran on the highway. I don't think any of them died or any. Well, maybe one.
There were a few.
There was a cow casualty. However,
That's sad.
so we're looking at it, and it's not okay. But anyways, you just go,
That's not funny.
Finn, did you hear about the cattle thing on the highway? It's awful.
I'm like, I'm vegan. I should be more like concerned about this. I was like, oh my god, there's a bunch of cows loose on the highway.
No, because to be fair, the casualties are sad, but it's very funny to see a bunch of cattle running on the highway loose.
This guy. Oh my god, it ran over this one guy.
Oh no. Thank you. I
yeah.
hope that answered your question.
They're
I
funny
forgot what the
moments.
question was.
Hi.
Hi, I'm Sarah, and I'm from New York.
New York in the house.
I was wondering if you could choose any other Netflix show or movie to be on, what would it be?
American Vandal.
Oh my God,
American
yes.
Vandal.
Yes.
Well, did they cancel American Vandal?
I know. I
Did
think
they?
so. I'm really upset.
Did they?
Yeah, they canceled
did?
American Vandal, and they need to bring it back.
Bring it back.
Bring it back.
Bring it back, American Vandal. Yeah,
It's
American
so
Vandal.
good. It is so good. Yeah.
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 Caleb,
I've
same?
never seen American
Oh my god, you
Vandal.
Wait. Any shows stick out in your mind? It doesn't have to be a Netflix. Let's just say any show,
Any
right?
show?
Yeah.
Any show?
Any show.
I mean, if it was her question, it was a Netflix show, right?
You could do any
It doesn't
show.
matter?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
You know what? Answer it on your Twitter later.
I will.
Yeah.
My favorite thing in the world is when someone asks, like, "What would you like to do with this?" And then other people in the audience shout stuff at you. And they're like, "This!" And it's like, it's not
That.
That, sure.
I guess.
It's like, "Pick this!"
I love how someone shouted under their breath, "Bird Box."
Bird Box.
Bird Box.
Bird Box.
That
That's all I
also
heard was Bird Box.
is a movie that there's only one of them. There's only one. Like it's been made already.
Yeah, you can't like just join like a movie.
Like
that's already
Goodfellas, Goodfellas.
Yeah.
Like
What?
that was made a long
That
time
was
ago.
a while ago.
Remake. Hi. Thank you. Hi.
Hi, I'm Annika from Bellingham, and I was just wondering how you've like adjusted to having this huge fan base, because you guys are like kids, and then like you're all in all of a sudden.
We are kids.
No,
I'm
never
glad you
So,
recognize.
sorry, what's the question? What
How
is our
did you-
reaction
How
to
are, we,
fans?
how are we adjusting to
Oh,
Yeah.
recognition?
we still are.
Yeah, we really are. It's levels to it because every day it just gets bigger, and like, oh, we got to adjust to this level now. Like in the beginning, it was like, all right, we're getting used to it. All right, now more people are recognizing us. Okay,
It's great.
Yeah.
Like I love that the work that we're doing is being recognized and that people appreciate it. I mean, it's great to know that what we've done has made an impact on people. It's really inspiring. But sometimes, like when we go out, we're just like, let's just go out and like, let's be stupid kids. Let's go like jump off like small buildings and stuff.
you can't mess up.
And then like people would be like, this person jumped off a small building. This story is like, you don't have to do that. You want to be like able to like be stupid. and like be a teenager. But like if you do something stupid, like you get like a bad rap or whatever.
TMZ, like Finn Wolfhard jumps off like bridge into water. What? The bridge was off limits, but he did it anyway.
Or even like little things like this person running indoors, like at the mall being loud,
Running at the pool. Oh my god.
That's how Millie broke her knee.
That's true. Don't run at the pool.
Don't run at
kids.
the pool. That's how Millie broke her knee. Don't do that. But like, and also like we get recognized pretty much every time we go out in public areas, which is it's cool and stuff. But like sometimes like my mom will be like, "You want to go out to eat?" And I'll be like, "Not really." No, because I want to like eat. Like don't like I want to eat and like not have to, like stand up during like. I love taking pictures with fans and everything. I love knowing that people love the work.
It's hard. I'm trying to get my thought out. I'm just waiting to see you
Kiro's like visualizing like
He's doing a little improv
eating like a
stage.
steak, and then someone taps me, and their breath stinks, and they're
What?
like,
I didn't say that.
"Can I take a picture?" No.
They never sound like that.
And then I can't finish my steak, guys.
Yeah.
So make sure you come with your breath correct.
But someone, I was at a movie theater watching a movie. I was watching Thor Ragnarok at the movie theaters. Anytime I go see a Marvel movie, do not bother me. I need to see what's going on. Someone stood up in the movie theater, walked over and said, "Can I get a picture with you?" As the movie's going on, it's packed. And then somebody in the front of the theater goes, "Shut up!" and then he goes, and just sits down.
But you're also like
in the movies, dude. Come on, just wait till the credits. I'll take a picture with you. Wait till the credits, though. Like, don't do that.
And then
Come
I
on.
remember asking you, I'm like, "Oh, why don't you just put a hat on?" And you're like, "That doesn't help."
That doesn't help.
It just makes it worse. Because for me, I can just like tuck my hair up, put on some
Someone the
glasses.
other day was just like, "Oh, why don't you just do a hat and sunglasses?" And I'm like, "Still the same face. Doesn't do anything. Just putting on
And if
just
you're wearing
putting
a
on
hat
glasses."
and sunglasses inside, people are usually gonna look over and go, "Who's this guy?"
Yeah,
Who's
well,
this weirdo?
also I got
Hat,
glasses and I was like, "Oh, maybe like me wearing the glasses, maybe people won't." And then the guy was just like, "Oh, that's Finn Wolfhard with glasses on."
Yeah, darn.
Yeah.
Thank you. Hi.
Okay, this is going to be the last question.
No! Can it be the second to last question?
It could be the second to last question.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Ava from New York, and since you guys travel a lot, I want to know what's your favorite place you've ever been to?
Favorite place you've ever been.
So sorry.
Favorite place you've ever traveled.
Paris.
Paris is my favorite
Paris
city.
is awesome, but we're also we're gonna be going to Tokyo.
Paris. Yeah.
Ooh.
Sorry, I was like.
We're gonna be going to Tokyo soon. I know that, and also I'm very excited. We're going to Italy. We're going to Italy, and I'm going to Turkey.
Yeah.
Lots of cool places. I'm going to Istanbul.
Poland. I mean, yeah, we're going to
I'm not
Poland,
going to
baby.
Poland. You're going to Poland. But when you guys are in Poland, I'm going to be in Istanbul, which is awesome. I'm so excited to go to Istanbul. That's going to be awesome.
But yeah, Paris was
That's
awesome.
going to be my
Mexico
favorite city.
City was really cool to wrap to make it faster. And New York is always fantastic to go to. But yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, Sadie?
New York in the
Sadie?
house.
Paris.
Paris.
Venice was really cool to visit, but Paris was like, it's a city I can see myself living in.
Food is amazing, man.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
It's not fake like on TV. Like I would relate to Disney, watching Disney all the time, and they're like, "Oh, and they're in Paris and they're eating food."
Ratatouille is the best movie ever made.
Ratatouille?
Yeah.
Ratatouille. You never seen Ratatouille?
No, oh my, I love Ratatouille.
Oh, I thought you said it like you didn't know what that was. I was like, oh my god.
It's a great movie, and Paris is a great city. Thank you so much. And last but not least, hi.
Hello, my name is Izzy, and I'm from Vancouver, BC.
Yeah.
And my dad has been annoying me the entire day to just bring up my shoes because I got them custom-made Stranger Things Vans.
Oh, cool.
And my question is, what is the best prank that you've pulled on set on each other?
Prank.
Best prank on set.
There's a prank that Millie and Noah did, and they convinced it's so mean and it's awful, and I'm like still like cringing at it. They convinced one of the crew members
I don't think that's
that
the
their
best
wedding
prank.
venue was canceled.
That's a pretty good prank,
Yeah.
I guess.
It's a good prank, but Jesus.
It's not a nice one.
I mean, how fucked up is that, right? That's crazy.
That's terrible. How do you convince someone that they're not gonna have their wedding at that venue that they, and like your wedding was coming up, like in
Like, it was soon.
like
It was
3
like
weeks.
next day, the next day.
It was like 2 weeks or something.
Yeah,
it was
Noah
very
was on the
close.
phone. He's like, "This is Brad from this venue. We regret to inform you that we will not be able to host your wedding." I was like, "Why would you do that?" And then they're like, "It's a prank," and she's like, "Funny."
Funny stuff.
And she's like, crying too.
I think she cried.
Yeah.
That's a
Shout out
test,
to
I mean.
Emily Kramer, our dresser on
Yes.
season 1. We miss you so much,
We
and
miss
we
you
haven't
so
had you back.
much.
But yeah,
We hope
Emily
your wedding
Kramer.
was fantastic.
Yeah, we hope your wedding was great. She had the wedding, guys.
She had the wedding.
She had the wedding.
Yay! Thank you so much. And you guys, thank you so much for joining us for kicking off day 4 of the main stage. Did you guys have a good time?
Thank you.
Give one more big round of applause.